Hey guys, just a bit of an intro before the vlog. In this intro, I'm going to be talking a little bit about my uncle, Dave, who had passed away last week. As I said, he was the one who passed away. Now, before I get on to the vlog, I should let you know that I process emotions differently. So if it seems more like I'm talking casually or sounding that way, doesn't mean I don't care. I absolutely do, and I absolutely do grieve. It just isn't the typical emotions you would expect from a normal person. For me, it is more anxiety, and I physically feel it on my body in a lot of ways. This really was the first death I actually felt. You know, not that I didn't care about my parents, but emotionally, I wasn't quite mature enough back then to fully grasp it in a way. This, as I said, was the first one I really felt. Now, before I get on to talking about him, I did get this from my aunt from him. It might be a little big, but it was one of his favorite hats, and I just feel it's, you know, I wanted to remember him because there was a picture of him with him and I, and he was wearing this one right there. So, also, in this section, I'm going to kind of tell you about how the week was. Again, there's things I am not going to share, obviously, right, when it comes to privacy, like with my family, but anything that I went through, I will share, and I will share memories of him as well. But I've also shared some of the things that I did do that wasn't related to this whole situation. But my uncle, I really only knew him for 5 years. He was a chosen uncle. Like, my aunt is a chosen aunt, but he was her biological brother, right? And he lived, I forget where he lived, but it wasn't in this province, I believe. Or maybe not in this province. Again, I don't know geography at all, so I apologize. But for a long time, he lived there. He lived there since before I was born. And I've heard my aunt talk about him, but I didn't really know much about him. That about 5.5 years ago, he went to visit at Christmas after years of not being here. And it happened to be the time of you-know-what, right? He was only planning to be there for about 2-3 weeks top to celebrate the Christmas holidays with his family here in Nova Scotia. But because of you-know-what, he ended up extending his stay, and really, he was here until his passing. He originally planned to go back, but it didn't happen, right? He was happy reconnecting with his family here and getting to know the new ones, right? Like myself, right? And what I heard is that sometimes the shorter lasting relationships sometimes mean more than the long ones that, you know, that it's kind of hard to explain. Like, I knew him only for 5 years, but in that 5 years, we formed a connection, right? That you would think my aunt, with knowing him all 66 years of his life, they were close, right? But within the 5 years I knew him, I wouldn't say it was near as close as him and his family, but for just a 5-year relationship, it felt like I knew him all my life, in a way, which is surreal. Like, one thing, though, about us is we both shared the same morbid sense of humor, right? We had, like, not necessarily inappropriate, but it was just, like, we could joke about things that wouldn't, would sound a little taboo, like death. Like, for example, I am going to bring this up just for, clarity. That whole thing in the ending of last vlog, my uncle, like, about me noting, oh God, I hate looking back on this, and nope, it's not going to get better. That was something that he would have laughed at, and my aunt did approve of it too. I asked her before posting anything, and she honestly thought it was really funny. So, just giving you a clarification for some of you who may have thought it was a bit in bad taste. I apologize. It was not my intention. Honestly, it is something that my uncle would have just grinned ear to ear at, knowing him, right? Like, how do I explain it? He had the act of being so endearingly, that's not the right word, annoying, right? He knew how to hit you in just the right way. Like, about a few days before his passing, I was in the bath, washing my hair. Suddenly I heard a bang, bang, bang on the door. This was the bathroom that my aunt and uncle shared, but I did too for baths, right? And I turned it off and said, Dave, I'm in the bathroom. It stops when I say that. I turned the water back on to rinse my hair, and bang, 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 bang again. And at least one or two other times he continues that, and I'm like, stop. Whoever at first, and by the end I didn't even know if it was him, but I am sure it was him. Now I'm like, stop. And there's part of me that regrets me yelling that, but as my aunt said, how were you supposed to know that would be the last time you heard from him? And I didn't hear his voice. It was just the banging, right? Like, you had no idea, right? And it was just one of those, anyone would react to that situation, right? So, but that was, he endearingly liked to tease, right? He would do just those little things that he's there. And speaking of his sense of humor and comedy, about a few years ago, and this was a story he loved to share with his family, and it is about me too. You may have seen that in my video of, what was it? It was the scariest things that happened, or embarrassingly funny stories. That was it. I literally just got back from the outpatients, or, the clinic. There was a walk-in clinic, that's it. I was sick, right? Cold or something. This was before I had my own bathroom. I was in that bathroom. I got up and I went to wash my hands, and the sink burst. Like, both handles, went off, right? And I'm like, Dave, I need your help. He comes out and sees the situation, and he helps. But he bursts out laughing. And apparently this is a story he told everyone in the family, right? And it was just, and he would, he talked about it even to this day. He did, right? Reminded me of it. Remember how funny it was, right? And you know what? It is, especially now, looking back on it. He was a handyman, right? He could fix almost anything besides my 3DS. But you know what? That is not his fault. He's not that, technology inclined, right? No one could figure that out unless they're professionals. So, but he literally, anything around the house, he could fix, and you could rely on him. And he was also so generous. As I said, he's the one who gave me that $100 gift card to Tim Hortons. And I'm starting to sweep the stairs now, and I do get paid by my aunt for doing, or not the stairs, I sweep a lot of downstairs, and upstairs. And he gave me an extra $5 because you're doing a really good job. Here you are. He was generous, right? If he cared about someone, he would also know how to show it. And how was I affected, though? Well, we'll just say 3 or 4 days ago, I had a physical panic attack to the point where I was afraid to sleep, right? I couldn't be alone, so I had to try to sleep in the fold-up chair downstairs with my aunt. I mean, in the end, I finally did get sleep, right? But it was the first real panic attack I think I had where I thought, am I dying? Like, maybe it was more that I would hate to leave people behind, especially when they're going through what it was. And I'm okay, obviously. Now I'm not as bad about it, but that was kind of the way it affected me, more physically, and my anxiety, right? Like, and even to this day, obviously, I know it's only been a week, but nights are always the hardest thing for me. I mean, I'm still awake now, and it's night, but it's before midnight, so as I said, it's the day before I would start the vlog, but I wanted this to be the intro of it so I could talk about it a little bit. And again, I know this video is going to be longer, but you know what? It's been a week since you saw me, and I figure I might as well just go all out. Minus the 3rd, which is his celebration of life. I'm not going to include that day, again, out of respect, right? And I mentioned it in the community tabs, too. But it affected me, may have affected me differently, but it still affected me. I was more trying to be strong for my aunt and being there for her, right? So it's really starting to hit me more now than it did a week ago, right? And again, you may be wondering why I am getting back to these vlogs. Well, it helps me stay grounded. It gives me some normalcy. And again, there's going to be sad moments, right? But I'm going to be real with you. And also, again, if anything when it comes to my family, I'm going to try to leave private in that situation. I'm not going to record anyone else's reactions or feelings about it but mine. I'm trying to, again, give the family a sense of privacy. And this is a permanent thing, right? But before I do head off, before you see the next clip, I did quite a bit, right, in the last week. I actually made, like, there's this, what is it, caramel coffee, right? I think I showed you in one vlog that I was trying it, and it was okay, but I found the best way to make it amazing, actually. Sugar, a bit of salt, stirring it, like, you know, letting it chill, and using some of the blue coffee creamer. Made it almost perfect. I've never had a coffee, in a sense, that wasn't like store-bought or like special brand that I liked like that. So that is amazing. I made some progress in Pokemon Moon. It was a while lately since I've played it, but I recorded. You'll see a little bit of maybe a speed-up clip of me battling Lucamine for the 2nd time. I actually got to walk to Tim Hortons for an iced coffee. You'll see that there. Again, some of these clips I was leaving private and like soundless for the most part. But yeah, I didn't do much reading. Obviously, I just was not in the mood for that. Like, again, obvious reasons. Reading doesn't really distract me. But I did get a new game, and that is TCG Card Simulator, or Shop Simulator, and it actually is a really fun game. Yes, I'm using mods, but I played a lot of it without mods, right? But after a while, the one complaint people make, and I see where they mean, is it's a little slow. So I kind of use that to help me with that a bit. Although I also used the mod to get all hollows, but that was after a while, right? I built myself up a little bit, and I'm just curious how that helps, and it does, right? It makes a big difference in it. So, again, I didn't do very much. For a little while, I slept a lot the first few days, for obvious reason. It was stressful for me. Like, again, it hits harder now, in a way, in some ways, but the shock took a lot out of me at first, right? Because it was very, very sudden. But we're all doing okay, right? And yeah, I know this could be a video of its own, but no, you're going to get a really long video. And if you want to skip this, maybe at the beginning I'll put a notation when the actual vlog starts. But I wanted just to include it in this vlog rather than a video of its own, because I just don't want it to be the center focus, like the main focus and everything, again, out of respect. So anyway, guys, let's get on to Monday. Hey, guys, it is Monday, June 2nd, and I'm back. You've obviously seen that intro, the very long intro. I apologize, but as I said, I'm going to add a skip, thing if you want to know when to go. What's the right word if you want to know where to go to get to the actual vlog? I am attempting to drink this. As I said, like that Starbucks, I have a little bit of anxiety about it. Not as much right now as I did with the Starbucks, but it's kind of a mix situation, right? But my aunt is home if there is an emergency, right? So hopefully there isn't. I mean, I survived the Starbucks, both of them, right? And usually I've had Java Monster Energy before, but for some reason I don't know, maybe because of what happened with my uncle, it's a lot more apparent, to the forefront now of the word death. So as I mentioned in that intro clip, I had a lot more anxiety about dying, maybe leaving my aunt alone. I have no idea. So, but hopefully I'll be laughing at this later. So I'm also eating Lunchables. Yeah, it's hard to actually show it, but it's the Lunchables ham, right? I'm trying to, have smaller things and then have the bigger thing later, if you know what I mean. So, trying different things to lose weight. But also, I'm going to try my best to read some of Mouse. Yeah, I am going to try to have my treat drink while I'm reading, just to make it like a reward in a way, but may not be quite so much right away, because again, I'm thinking about the allergens and everything, so might watch a bit of a video, but I'm just doing my best to get through the situation. I could have had that Irish cream one, but I didn't want to be chicken. I said to my aunt, I have to have it eventually. So, at least try it eventually. So I'm like, no, I'm getting it out of the way. And if I like it and nothing goes wrong, then that's fantastic. I mean, I'm still here and it's been 3 minutes. I know that's very short in that sense, but usually a severe allergy happens really quickly. So, yeah, that is somewhat of a good sign. I mean, I don't know what else I'm going to do today, but if something does happen, I'll let you know. But, before I head off, my cousin and my aunt are working on the fence. So that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll show you a little bit of a clip of what it looks like out there. Well, guys, so far I'm still alive after having that drink. And it's now about 3:49, and I made some progress on Mouse. I am on page 141 now, so I read about 20 pages, which may not seem like a lot, but within a 7-day period, if I read about 16, I'll finish the book. So I made that goal, and you look who's here. Yeah, she's eating up the time with me. I did my sweeping for the day. I'm going to attempt to go for a little walk, so hopefully that will work out well enough. Just wanted to update you on how I was doing. I didn't do a lot today, but it was my first time trying that drink, and I was a little more on edge after everything that happened this week, so it wasn't as relaxing for me. Well, guys, I'm looking after this little guy for a few hours tonight while my aunt goes out. And yes, it's the same dog I've been babysitting. He just had a big haircut, so he looks a little bit different. Honestly, he looks more like a pup than an actual dog when his hair is cut like this. When he first got the haircut, I'm like, did you take home another dog instead? Because I did not expect such a big, drastic change in him. It was actually kind of funny. So yeah, this will be mine. And he likes to lick feet. That is the thing about him. As gross as it is, he just likes to lick feet. Honestly. You know what, I'm just gonna stop showing that, because I don't think you guys need to see that. But again, yeah, this is my night. Well, guys, I'm actually watching the newest Absol Blogs Pokemon, the biggest taxi scam in Lumio City history, and that's in level 100 Gauntlet, where they train Wobbuffet off of scamming the taxi drivers from money in Lumio City. Like, if you can't pay, you have to battle the taxi driver. So they purposely spend all the money so he has to battle the drivers. So that is kind of cool. But yeah, we're about near the end of the first day back. It is 9:46 p.m. and hopefully soon I'm going to be going to bed. Obviously, again, it wasn't the beginning. I still can't get over that I haven't recorded almost in a week. Yeah, I did record some clips, to include in the intro, right? But I didn't really actively, talk or record. I just took the time that I needed. It's been an interesting day, to say the least. But I got through it. I mean, again, after trying that drink, I'm still here. I'll admit that, again, lately I've been a little more nervous that way, for the sanity of my aunt, in a way. She's never too concerned, but I'd hate to leave her with losing someone else because I was stupid, right? But, again, I was probably stupid for being so nervous, right? Because I've had many Monster Energies before, and I also had Java Monster Energies, right? So I should think, well, it doesn't say any nut ingredients, and they're usually made in the same factory. So I guess it was just more of a, I had heightened anxiety anyway. So that probably was it. So yeah, as I said, I'm going to finish watching the Absol Blogs Pokemon video and maybe get ready for bed. I read today. I went for a walk. I did the sweeping, right? And I even played a little bit of TCG Card Simulator, but I didn't record any footage because I was looking after the dog, too. So, I mean, that was just how it was. Well, guys, it is Wednesday, June 4th, and I'm going to be having this Lunchables, Lunchmate pizza. But yeah, I know it was weird that I had such a short clip, but I just wanted to show you what I was having. But again, the Lunchables pizza, and well, I'm going to give you a little update on yesterday. I am okay. It was a rough day, obviously, but I got through it. And I actually read about 36 pages of the complete Peanuts 1957 to 1958. So I'm now on page 71 of it. Today, I think I'm just going to try to read Mouse again. You know, make a little goal while I'm drinking my coffee. But I also am helping bring out the bottles for some money. So I'm waiting on that too. There's quite a bit going on. I woke up at 2. Like, it was one of those days where I was pulled into a sleep and didn't wake up until that time. Which I just find really weird. Like, last few days I've been setting it for about 3 o'clock just for the alarm would rudely awaken me. But I usually never actually sleep till as long as I did. So it's hopefully tomorrow's a better day that way, because now I feel more all in a rush, if you know what I mean. Like, I am going to try to get my reading going. I'm going to sweep the floor and help my aunt with the bottles when she's ready to finish them off. So it's one of those situations where it's a little bit confusing, if you know what I mean. Hey guys, I just went out with my aunt and did some things, and as you'll see in this clip, I am also enjoying some McDonald's 10-piece nuggets and fries. That sandwich in there was for my aunt, so I was treated a bit, and I also saved some money, and I got the 2 Disney Lorcana cards, including the newest set. I believe this is the newest set, the Reign of Jafar. But one of those 2 are new. I might put it in the thing which one it is. That's the newest one that just released the other day. And I got 2 Final Fantasy Rebellion's call packs. I might work on those videos pretty soon, so that will be Final Fantasy. Okay, there's 4 of each, so that will be... Jeez, I was trying to figure... Yeah, I'm still confused. It'll probably be up to 8, I think. Altogether, there's 8 openings between the 2 of them. So, yeah, that'll be both Final Fantasy cards up to 8, and this will be up to 8 as well, because I'm trying to keep them evenly now, because when I get cards, like if I get one of them, I'm going to get one of the other. So since I got 2 Disney, I got 2 Final Fantasy as well, to keep these openings within, you know, the same range of each other, since I started them at the same time. So, and again, this is going to be a once a month thing. Now, not that I'm getting, yeah, and it drops. Not that I'm getting 4 of them a month. No, I'm going to get at least 2, one of each month. This was just a special, you know, make me feel better trip too. So I had a little extra money, so I treated myself to 4 of them. Right, along with McDonald's, actually. I got that too, so I did really good with my chores and everything. And I figured today was a day, since I was going out, that I needed to pick me up. And you could argue, well, where's the Timmy's? I had my coffee today, and I had at Timmy's, recently, so that I thought I would do something different. I normally don't eat at McDonald's, but I said it was so long since I did, and I would like the nuggets and fries. Okay, I never will get a burger there again. But I'm enjoying it so far. So it was a nice trip. I didn't record in the pawn shop this time because I wasn't looking and my aunt was just waiting in the car. So I wasn't going to take my time there. Just asked about the cards. Apparently there's only that type at the pawn shop for Final Fantasy. So that is what it is. Well, guys, I finished recording and opening my card openings for all 8 openings, 4 for Disney Lurkin and 4 for Final Fantasy. Obviously, you'll have to see those videos, and that is from 5 to 8 of both of them to see those ones. But as I'm narrating this, you've only seen 2 of both, so I'm going to start uploading those shortly and rendering, getting them out a little more. But I'm trying to balance my schedule, right? Because I have a lot of other card openings too. But it was fun. I had a pretty interesting day today. I don't know if I said I reached my goal in Mouse today. I got out and done some things with Kathy, then got to enjoy a dinner with the McDonald's and get those cards. So that was pretty good. I don't know what I'm going to do now. I swept and cleaned the litter. Didn't spend much time with Winnie today, and I don't think I'm going to because it's 7 p.m. and I'm pooped from the day. Literally. So I might just play a game. I'm not sure what I'm going to play yet, but I'll tell you maybe tomorrow, right? Because I don't think I'm in the mood to record footage, but it's either going to be some Persona 4, which maybe I will record footage if I'm playing that, but I don't know. But more than likely, it's TCG Shop Simulator. That's my newest obsession after YouTuber's life. So I'm doing my best with that. I wish I could get as into Persona as I am with that, but today was a long day. So I might just play the easy game today that I don't need to focus. So pretty sure that is it for tonight. I mean, it was a pretty long day for this particular vlog anyway. Hey guys, it is Thursday, June 5th, and it is not a good day for me. Just a heads up, TMI. Well, this say I got sick both ways. So I probably won't be doing very much today. You may not hear much from me in this today. Giving you that heads up, but I am trying to read some of the Complete Peanuts while I'm here anyway. But I'm not making any real goals today. Today is just to get through the day pretty much. So hopefully tomorrow is a better day. Well, guys, I thought I'd give you an update for the day. So I guess the last one wasn't the only clip, but oh well. I didn't do much at all today, but I did make good progress in Volume 4 of the Complete Peanuts. I'm now on page 102, and I was page 71 at the start of today, so about 30 pages, which again is about my goal for each book, depending on how easy it is. If it's an easy one, then I'd read way more than 30 pages. But I figured that was enough for how I was feeling today to get to page 101. Well, to 102. But you know what I mean, at least 30 pages of this. I cleaned the garbage, I did the sweeping. I did sleep a lot of the day, though, because how I was feeling, it was really bad. Guys, couldn't even really enjoy my coffee at all. It's in the fridge for tomorrow. The only amount that I had today was enough to lower it so I could pour the rest of it into the glass. I didn't really have any of the drink while it was there, which the ice melted, but you know what? I was focused on feeling better at this point and not forcing myself to drink that coffee, which I'm starting to learn to do, to not, sweat, that type of thing, right? It is now about almost 10 o'clock, or it is 10, I am not sure. 9:54, so almost 10 o'clock. I slept till about 7:45 or something, so I might be up for another hour or so anyway. And then hopefully tomorrow will be a fresh day. if anything, I said at least I got my reading done today, even if it was broken up in sections of me reading. So that's something. Maybe I'll play a little bit of TCG Shop Simulator. Sorry I haven't recorded a lot of that, but it's kind of always hard. I mean, I guess I could record it with Camtasia, but I'm trying to make this vlog style, right? Not a Let's Play. So I want to try to get authentic, footage for that as much as I can. That's why I record my 3DS that way instead of using the capture card that I have. So, and it's harder to aim it at a computer while using it, but I will try to find ways around that at some point. So yeah, sorry this was an unfulfilling day unlike yesterday, which was a pretty filling day, but every day is different in a sense of the word. Well, guys, it is Friday, June 6th, and well, today, even though being a little better than yesterday in some ways, it's still not great with my IBS. But if there's any consolation, I made progress in Mouse. I'm about 26 to 30 pages away from finishing it. I went from page 171 or 72 today to page 203. So I made really good progress. I know it's only about better than 30 pages, but again, for a book like this, that's pretty good goal. I actually did manage to enjoy my coffee today, even though I wasn't feeling good. It wasn't both ways and not the front way. So I did okay with that. But again, I'm starting to regret eating. Like it seemed to, my IBS the last few days seemed to trigger every time after I ate. So I don't know what it is. And there was a call we were supposed to make today, but my aunt said, I asked her and shit, it was all right. But on Monday, like it's only open during the weekdays. On Monday, I can't eat until I make that call. Because, I mean, I can drink my drink if I want to, but that hasn't triggered it so far. So I have to be very careful Monday so we can get the call done that my aunt wants me to get done. So she let me get away with it today. Because, I mean, hindsight, and it's funny, it was only the last couple of days that this happened, right? It hasn't been a thing that regularly happens, so I am a tad concerned and not, because if I can't even enjoy something as small as 2 burgers, okay, yeah, burgers aren't really the lightest thing, I know, but they're, compared to yesterday, they were smaller, right? A smaller meal, because when I have the bologna sandwiches, they're 4 slices of bread, the bologna. I had cheese on it the other day too, and the fence is being worked on still, so if you hear that. But it's like everything on the meal yesterday I could understand triggering me, right? The size of it, the fact there was cheese on it. Today, yes, the only really heavy things were the burger patties themselves. And even then, well, like I had spinach on it. And that was it. No cheese whatsoever. Right? Just 2 burgers with spinach on buns. And that's literally all I had. I lasted a little longer than yesterday after I ate. Not much. Like, if any consolation, I will admit I got the reading done. But I was reading before, too. I was trying to make it a thing now that until I get to a reading goal every day that I set, I can only drink the special drink, like the coffee and that, while I'm reading. And then once I get to that goal, or I finish reading, I can just finish off the drink, right? However way I like. I want most of the drink to go with, associated with reading. So I'm like, oh, I get to have my coffee or Monster Energy while I read. And that'll kind of make a habit. Like I found, for example, me sweeping, I get paid $14 a week if I do everything completely the whole week. So I associate it as a good thing now. Oh, sweeping has become part of my habit. Like yesterday, I wouldn't have gotten paid, but my aunt said, sweeping isn't the biggest deal, but get the garbage done, right? It was garbage day. I didn't have to do it. yesterday, but I ended up doing, because I'm like, okay, that would be $2 less if I didn't, because it's $1 for the stairs each day and the extra $1 for doing the halls and the kitchen. So that would have been $2 less if I didn't do it. So I ingrained it in myself even when I wasn't feeling good to do it. So I'm trying to associate reading as a good thing too, right? I get to enjoy my coffee while doing it. And for example, if I couldn't, read right away, I'd just have to wait for my coffee, or not have it at all if it was after a certain period of time. So I'm better off reading. And once I start reading, it's not as bad, if you know what I mean. So I'm starting to learn about myself that I seem to be like treat reward oriented. Like I need something exciting or something that I really love with something to make it pleasant. So not everything, mind you, but things that I would normally not think of doing, right? If you know what I mean. And I mean, that was just the way it is for me, I guess. And I'm just starting to think about that. So I'm trying to find little things that I can do that would reward me, right? Like I shouldn't get paid for everything. Doing all that chores with the sweeping is a pretty big thing to do. It needs to be done. So that's different. But I don't want my aunt to think that I expect money for every little thing, I do. So I'm trying to find things that I used to have that I really like, that be considered rewarding if I do it only when I do it, the thing that I have to do, if you know what I mean. So I'm trying to find ways around that, in a sense of the word. I thought I'd give you a little bit of a tour, update on my shop. I'll admit I used a lot of mods for the shop, but right now I'm just going through. Yeah, I have, I forget what, the expansion is, but I am on a level 120 of the shop's level. And I'm just gonna check here the Reno Big. Some of it is kind of hard to. Alright, I am level 18, the shop, expansion. But what I do every night now, which is, 9 p.m. plus, is that I open up at least one of each pack of cards I have, and one of each box. So technically 12 packs. Well, one set of, I don't know how to explain it. I go 6 of each of these packs, which I have all of them unlocked now, and one of each box of the type, which would be another 6. So about 12 packs of each total, and then I will use the cards that I have to put on the card tables and try to make the boxes. Although I'm going to have to put off putting the boxes out because they're not selling as well at this point. So I got 3 shelves here for my things now to put the boxes. I now just hired, stalkers. I used to just stock them all myself because really I wasn't doing anything else really except for paying attention to the explanation marks and trading and buying cards from them. So, because I have 3 cashiers now. So as I said, the 50 grand I build up to. I got about 30 grand the other day with just the cards there themselves. But I still do place other things there for people to buy because the cards, they go fast. I believe now I can sell cards up to 14 grand to 16 grand from regular customers. So I'm pretty good at this point now trading, buying higher tier cards from individuals. Well, guys, I am about to start editing Life Without a Filter number 7. Yes, I know it's quite early. It's only Friday, but I figured maybe if I get a head start on it, it'll be easier to edit later. So I'm going to try to edit as much as I can today of what I got here. It's going to be a bit of a project, but oh well. And whatever I don't get done, I'll try to work on a bit tomorrow if I'm up to it. Doesn't mean you will probably, if I do finish it, you probably will get this earlier than usual, but don't expect it like today or anything. I need up till Sunday before I completely finish it. Hey guys, it is Saturday, June 7th, and I'm about to hopefully finish reading Mouse today, but I also have the Irish Cream Monster Energy, and I have some whipped cream on it. So I'm going to be using that as while I'm doing the book, and later I might try something different. I might, so I'm going to show you before, just in case. Like, again, I have the Lunchable pizza. It is the pepperoni one again. But what am I doing different? Well, I am going to be using this and only having this when I try playing a new game, like Persona 4. And I'll have this as a snack while doing it. And if I have coffee left, I'll drink that while playing it too. But I'm trying to save my snack now for when I try that game, and I'm going to try. And it doesn't always have to be Persona 4 if it's something that's on my list that isn't like the TGC card simulator or my hyperfixations, then that works too, but I have to try at least an hour of them. I gotta play, once I start, I gotta play for at least an hour. If I play it longer, great, but I am getting my reading done first, because if I do get hyperfixated on Persona 4, that wouldn't end well. And I have very short goal today with the mouse, so I'm going easier on myself with it. Hey guys, giving you a little bit of an update. I made a little oopsie when it came to mouse. I was way more behind than I thought. I guess it was 290 something, not 220 something, so. But I am now on page 238, so I made very good progress on that, so there's that. So it might take a couple more days of me actively playing it. I am actually going to start playing some Persona 4 Golden. I also have my Lunchable, so hopefully I can make some progress in that now. I'm still drinking the coffee. Well, I'm giving you guys a bit of an update. I got to the point where I defeated Yosuke's Shadow. I did use mods for some experience gain. I'm trying not to go as overkill with it. I got it to grow about 6 points further. And the cat came in my room, but I'm going to lay down for a bit with her. So, I'm on day 15. About to go on to day 16, I believe, of April on the game. So I played about 2 hours, and that was pretty cool. Hey guys, it is Sunday, June 8th, and the last day of this first week's back vlog. I am going to drink my caramel coffee with whipped cream on it. I'm also going to, once I find it, here it is, read some of the complete Peanuts, 1957 to 1958, to hopefully make some progress somewhere. I believe I was on 70 something. Hopefully I'll get to page 100 today. I decided to go easier on the reading today because I've read Mouse 2 days in a row, plus having that little disappointment realizing I wasn't as close to finishing as I can. I'm going to try to read this book for 2 days to balance it out. Also, I did get on the scale, but I will have to update you on that later because it might not be working right. Because the 3 different times I got on it, and it was 3 different weights, and not only that, but it was significantly lower than it should be. The first time it was 125, which I didn't get a picture of. The second time it was 127, which I did take a picture of, because I didn't think I was going to get on it again. But then I thought, you know what? I got on the scale 132. Like, it was 125, 127, 132. And my aunt's like, yeah, that's not right. Like, I mean, I know sometimes, and it's been a couple of weeks since I got on the scale, sometimes you can lose a significant amount of weight, but that just does not seem right as much as I'd love for that to be true. My aunt later is going to get on the scale, and then we're going to decide what exactly is right. Then I will update you near the end of the day, but it's just, I was 100, last time I went on and you saw it, I was 142. So, I'm not saying that if it was true, even the 132 would be a dream, right? But, yeah, even the 132 just does not seem right for me to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks with what I did. I wasn't, exercising barely at all the last few weeks. And you could argue, well, maybe I didn't eat as... No, I ate quite a bit too, right? So, I mean, maybe less in some ways than I usually do on some days. But no, it wouldn't have been enough to be significant, it'd be losing that much weight. So I'm not saying 10 pounds in a week isn't possible with hard work, or 2 weeks isn't possible with hard work. But that's the sentence, the words, hard work. Right? And yeah, I know a few days I got sick. Maybe that could explain a little too. But it doesn't just make sense to me. As much as I would love to claim those weights, and if by chance they're true, that's fantastic. I just have to keep that off, right? Because that'd be near my goal, right? But, yeah, right now I'm gonna read and get to drinking my coffee. So hopefully I can make leeway in the Peanuts book, too. I am almost finished the Mouse. I just have to keep in mind it's 290 something, right? I don't know why every time I seem to open the book, it seems to get longer. It's a little bit, maybe my memory just isn't good when it comes to the amount of pages in that book. I don't know. But now I say right here, 290 something. Right? And I'm on 237, so I'm making good leeway in it. Well, guys, I did my reading goal for today. I must be getting terrible with memory, right, lately, because apparently I was already on page 102, right? Not 70-something, so I'm now on page 134. So I did my 30-plus pages, which is good, and I'm going to start playing Persona 4 Gold in a little bit while eating my Lunchable. So hopefully I'll make a little bit of progress today. Well, guys, you probably saw it before, but I will include a little stamp for if you want to, you can just skip most of it. But I recorded a couple clips, but I'm putting them together for Persona 4 Golden. One, the start battle with Chie, and the next one was the start battle with Yukiko, which I find pretty neat, you know, their shadows. And that is as far as I got, and I defeated Yukiko's shadow, and she got her persona, which today, for me, that was a lot of progress, right? I started right after, I believe, I defeated Yosuke's shadow, and that's as far as I got last night, and I went kind of from there, which was like the 15th-ish, I think, both the 15th to about the 28th. I'm on day 28 now of April. So yeah, to some it might not seem like a lot, but trust me, it does take a lot. And I played about 3, almost 4 hours of it. For me, that is a huge improvement, right? It might seem like it isn't, but it is. With how little I was playing this game, I'm almost close to where I was the first time I was playing the game ever. So that I find pretty cool. I had the cat with me a bit that time too. Of course, I didn't record the battle because it was the intro was long enough to each battle, but I find those confrontations really meaningful in a way. Like, yes, some people, it's a boss battle, but it's pretty much talking about the inner selves of these people that they don't like others to see or even themselves to admit. So they aren't just battling like a monster. They're pretty much battling their undesired selves or undesired traits. Like with Che, she always kind of, what's the best word? She was jealous and always wanted Yuki to be the one who looked after Yukiko, right? And it's actually interesting. In Yukiko, she didn't want to admit that she, in some ways, had hatred for her legacy, her family's legacy. Like, she wanted to be free from it, from all, the what is obligations placed upon her, and she didn't care where she went. She just, like, that was part of her. It didn't mean that she didn't have some love for that too, but she wasn't that, like, she tried to be the perfect daughter, almost, and part of her couldn't handle it. So really, that's the parts that they don't want to see, right? And with Yosuke, it was, he didn't want to kind of be alone. He like, it's kind of hard to explain the traits. Like, he act all cool and carefree, but there was a part of him that wasn't, right? That he was afraid. And he was afraid to admit that. And I honestly find that Persona in general is such a complex game in a way. But I found that at least Persona 4, I like the characters enough to really get into their story. And again, I'll admit I am using some mods, but I'm trying to slow them down. Like, I don't like have, get to level 100 or anything. I try to let myself level up a bit because I don't go into the TV world as much as I did last time. Like, I save it, I'm playing with a guide, right? And I'm playing it like that. So I only maybe go to TV world once so far when I need to rescue them. So I'm trying to train enough where I can go on to the next section safely without going there a lot. So I'm kind of, making up for the lack of time to grind in it. And I'm also still, like, I battle a lot when I go into the TV world. Like, I want to go and try to get some more tarot cards and get some new personas of the different, groups, like social links, right? Like, they get different type of personas, like the Chariot and the Sun and the Strength. Like, there's different arcana. That's it. So I'm trying to get one of, like, each social link for they can grow too. And I still am missing a few, but I've got quite a few. I got the Hermit. I got, what else? I did finally get the Strength one. I believe I got the Chariot one too, which is good. That was for Che. The Strength for the, the soccer or the basketball teams. Chariot. I got some that I haven't gotten a link with yet, like an Angel persona. The Hermit, I believe I don't have yet as an arcana, a social group link. So I find it interesting. Like, everything has to be it works together in a way. And I know I could have played longer, but I played for about 4 hours. But I did make progress in the reading too, and did the sweeping, so I had a pretty good day that way. But I'll admit, a bit last night and a bit today, I'm constantly thinking of my uncle. Right? As I said in the other intros, I didn't go to any of the services. I just gave my assistance to where it was needed with my aunt. But they did have the service on a live stream on YouTube, and I downloaded it to watch later. I am finding it so hard just to watch it because, like, things like that still really bother me. Like, I have a hard time reading his obituary without my stomach getting really upset. Like, I know he's gone, right? And you would think, why the heck would it bother me that I already know the worst has happened? But maybe it just reminds me too much. But I do have that video there for myself if I ever want to watch it when I'm mentally ready for it. So this is pretty much going to be the end of this week's vlog, guys. It was both very eventful and not on some days. It just all depended on how I felt. Like, so far, I did not walk this week, maybe twice at the tops, I think. But a little update before I do it off for this vlog. My aunt got on the scale, and she lost 2 pounds apparently. So she's saying that, we'll just say my weight is between 132 and 137. I have lost, definitely, but what I've lost for sure is not certain, because my aunt said it was off about 5 pounds, but she would take the weight 132. right? And maybe I can either choose that or 137. But if I choose 137, then it might look better if I lose next week. So that's going to be a confusing thing to deal with, that scale, right? Because it's almost like I'll never know how much I actually weigh. I mean, I don't know what went wrong with it, but it is what it is. I just hope, the backtrack, I just hope I can get those clips in without boring you guys with that persona. But I just wanted to include some of the things that I was doing, you know, so you'll see that I actually am making progress in the game, like I actually am making progress in the reading, too. So, in that way, this week has been really good. Like, 2 days in a row, I've played Persona 4, like I should. And for 3 or 4 days in a row, I've been reading and making my goal consistently. So, if I can continue adding something pleasant with those experiences, I'll associate them as just part of my routine. It's something that I enjoy. Because like I said to my aunt, I knew that if I started playing it, I would like it. And I was right. It's just starting each day is the thing. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to this channel and like what you see, please subscribe. It helps this channel a lot. And don't forget to hit the bell notification so you'll know when new videos are coming out. And I'll see you guys in my next video.